Ladies and gentlemen, this is Joe's Classic Video Games back with another cool pinball repair video for you this evening. Check this thing out. We've done one of these before. This is a Williams Jubilee pinball machine. I believe it's late 70s. No, early 70s. 1972 it says on the back glass. So it would have came out in 72 or 73. We've done some videos on one of these before that we got in that was in horrible shape. And I repainted most of the Playfield because somebody had clear coated over the Playfield in really bad shape. This one's in much better shape, so it looks like I may have to do some paint on it, but it's nowhere near as bad as that one was. So we'll see whenever I get to it. Now this game we have had sitting in our showroom for a while, and we have had two different people swear up and down that they want to buy it when we finish it. So we're going to start on it so we can finish it. And then we're going to let them fight over it. What do you think about that? The back glass ain't perfect, people. It's going to need a little work. Yeah, that's right. You're looking right through the back glass where there's an entire area missing. So it's going to need a little work. Also, the back box has a big piece of wood knocked off of it, where the plywood came apart that they built these out of. So we'll have to see about that. Maybe we'll leave it and just paint it. We'll see. The cabinet itself is not in that bad a shape except for that. Now, people have asked us about price before, so this would be a good one to talk price on. Basically, this is kind of a lower end pinball machine. It's not super desirable. It doesn't mean it's not fun, but it's not one of the ones everybody's dying to get. Now, ironically, at least one of these people that we are supposed to be finishing this for said it was his favorite game back in the day. So it just shows you that there's different strokes for different folks. I've heard other people say they hate this game. But this guy really liked it back in the day, so he is very interested in it whenever we get it working. So that's what we're going to do. And we're going to make him happy. And what's wrong with that, people? Nothing. But price-wise, this is one of the more lower-end ones. So what we usually sell a machine like this for, after we get it, we'll get it about as good as we can. You know, it won't be perfect, but we'll get it as nice as we can and touch everything and get it where it'll play well, but it won't look new anymore. And it'll be about $12.99. And they kind of go up from there. So it depends on how collectible they are, how much we have to spend on it, how much it costs to fix it, you know, our own personal opinion on how damn cool it is when it gets done. Like if I fix up an old one like this that I'm planning on it's going to be $12.99, and then it gets done and I'm like, holy hell, this thing's awesome, I'm going to bump the price up a little bit because to me it's worth more money. And I know a lot of people don't understand that because they're not used to dealing with things like this that don't really have a set price. There are price guides for pinball machines. If you look on that price guide, any price guide you find for this pinball machine, the price will be nowhere near $12.99. They'll say it's worth a lot less. But, you know, we run a retail business and we have no problem selling them for that after we fix them up and get them working. And they go up from there. Like I said, that's kind of the low end. So that's kind of where we're at in the year 2020. Now, what are we going to have to do to fix it? We're going to have to clean all of the relays inside, rebuild all of the stepper units inside, replace all of the light bulbs. We're probably going to have to touch up a little bit of the paint on this Playfield up here. Right? We're going to have to repaint by hand some of the back glass to make it look presentable. In the back box, we're going to have to clean all the score reels. Of course, all new rubber rings. Rebuild the steppers back here. Put a back door back on it. Fix up the head. Paint the frame of the head. Clean, 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 clean. And that'll take us, it'll probably take, I don't work on it all day long, but I'll work on it a few hours a day for probably a week to get it done. So, you know, there's a lot of time in it. It adds up quick. But whenever I'm done, we'll know that everything on it's been messed with. If there's an issue, like if something pops up, it must be minor because we cleaned all the switches, we adjusted all the relays, everything's been looked over. So if it ends up with an issue, it's probably one switch somewhere isn't right, or has went out of adjustment, or is dirty again, or something. So that's kind of the price of it, if you were wondering. And we don't do high-end restorations or anything. Somebody could probably make this look almost brand new, but it wouldn't be for $12.99. It'd be more like $4 or $5 grand if you could find somebody, one, with the talent to do it, two, willing to do it. They probably wouldn't even want to work on this one, and three, that didn't have a line a mile long of people wanting them to repair their stuff. So that's where we're at. So what I'll do is, let me take the glass off and the lockdown bar off, and we'll look inside it and make sure there's nothing major missing, and just see what kind of condition it looks like it's inside the cabinet, like we always do when we start. Okay, folks, we have opened the tomb. I don't know how long it's been since another explorer was in here, but this is what they've left us. Do you see this crap up here? All I can see from here, this is like a horror movie to me. All I can see from here is a whole shitload of wires that have been cut, and then they have butt connected back together. I mean, there's really no other way to put it, people. They cut the freaking wires. Why would they do that? Why would they do that? Oh, I see a red, I see a wire that they added that's got a clip on it with alligator clips. We'll have to look at that here in a minute. Does the $12.99 still sound expensive, by the way? Here are some schematics for Jubilee, so that's good. Got the schematics. Here is the manual for Jubilee. That's good. You know what I just remembered? Remember, we stole the damn chime box out of this thing. We're going to have to steal one back, people. What have we here? That sounds like a bag. Yeah, so that's a bag with the pinballs and the leg bolts in it. Ugh, good God. They cut all the wires, man. We'll get it. Don't worry about it. All right. Under the Playfield looks pretty good, except for this one thing over here. Look at that stepper unit is crooked. Why is it crooked? That's kind of weird. Maybe it's no big deal. Maybe it's just loose. I don't know, but we'll get it fixed. Okay, so let's look at the Playfield. I guess we should have done that before we open it. Let's look at the Playfield, and then we'll pop the Playfield out and look at the back there. So here is the condition of the Playfield. The apron appears to be in pretty good shape. Shooter guide, a little dirty. I think I see rat trails. I could expound, but I won't. Some of you will know what I'm talking about. This particular game has these shooters here that shoot the ball up, and when they do, they wear the Playfield. But this one is not really worn that much. That's just dirt. So that'll clean up pretty good. It won't. It'll probably be a little bit lighter there than the rest of the paint whenever I'm done, but I won't have to repaint that, which is good. What I learned when we worked on the last one is that this pink and this green are like a neon pink and green, and it's just really tough to match that, man. And then once you do, it's really thin paint, and so it's hard to get it to look good. So I had all kinds of problems last time. This one is in much better shape than the last one. You may be looking at it and saying, what the hell is he smoking? No, this will turn out nice. This Playfield is going to look very, very nice when we're done. Mark my words. Maybe I should snippet this part. This Playfield will end up very, very nice. Okay, I put a little timestamp there so that I can cut that out later and play it back after I do the Playfield. pretty dirty, nice and filthy. It's like stuff like this. See how that looks? It looks horrible. That will clean right up. That'll look really good when it's done. The plastics all look like they've faded, but they've all faded pretty evenly. So the pink is kind of this, what would you call that? This kind of salmon color now. You can see that on the Playfield they were going with hot pink, though. That was probably a much brighter pink at one point. Sometimes you can tell under the edge of the lockdown bar the colors will be different, but this one isn't. So anyway, I'll bet these plastics have all faded a lot, but they look even, so they look fine. They'll be great. So yeah, my opinion, the Playfield's in very nice shape. We may need to, I don't know if this will clean up. I don't even know what that is. And then I touched it with my hand. Ugh. Might have to repaint that arch, because the Playfield's going to look nice enough that probably needs to look a little better. This will clean up decent. Yeah, so I'm very happy with the Playfield. We'll need a little bit of paint over there, but everything will be cool. Let me pull the whole thing out, and then let's look inside of it. I want to see what those cut wires are. So the Playfield's fine. Look at this crap. And notice it's in the worst place, too. They put it in the place that's the hardest to get to. Now I want you people to look at this crap, okay? This should be like some kind of epic thing where everybody watches this back and laughs at me for having to work on it. I want you to look at this damn mess. What in the hell are they doing, man? Look at this. You have got to be kidding me. I mean, I don't even know what the hell I'm looking at. Have I finally met my match? Hell no, I haven't met my match. You must have not saw my other videos if you doubted it. Come on now. Okay, so it looks like so let's look. We're not going to fix it right now, but let's look. They have a white alligator clip. It looks like some of the wires that they used butt connectors on came apart, so they used alligator clips to put them back together. So this is a white wire with an orange stripe, and this is a white wire with an orange stripe. And they have connected them back together with an alligator clip. Now here's the real damn kicker, people. Why are all these wires cut? And I'm going to say this, and I never say this crap, okay? Go back and look at all of my videos. I never say this crap. I do not criticize other people that have worked on stuff. Go back and look. If you've been watching me for a long time, you know I don't. Right? I don't criticize people that have done stuff before, because, you know, they're just, criticism doesn't help anything, right? They're just trying to fix the damn thing the best way they could, and they might not be very skilled, so they just did what they could. And they didn't know what they were doing half the time, right? But this jackass cut all the freaking wires, go into the head, when the freaking head unplugs. Look, he cut the head off when he could have unplugged the head. It's freaking 8 inches. Why the hell would you do that? Why would they do that? Look, there's not even a door on it. Look, I'll show you. If you're not a pinball person, you don't get what I'm saying, probably. Okay? So these things were designed so that you could take them apart and move them, right? This is a Williams. I brightened it up so I can show you inside the back box. This is a Williams. Notice I have the head off, right? Do you see any cut wires down there? No, it unplugs. So these wires, those are called Jones plugs. They come up and they plug in right here. There's no back door even on it right now. So you don't have to cut the damn wires in half. You just unplug these plugs. So when I pulled the Playfield out a minute ago, I didn't cut the damn wires. I just unplugged the plugs. Come on, people. You're causing me a hell of a lot of work for no reason. Okay, so I've seen this before on games. I've seen this before on games. I haven't seen it on one where they used alligator clips to put the wires back together, but what in the hell are they doing to me? All right, so here's the only thing that matters. How many wires did they cut? All of these are cut. Let's see how many it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 23, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 37, 39, 41, 43, 45, 47, 49, 53, 55, 57, 58, 59, 60. I count 61. Now, there may be less than that. Some of them might double up or something. So let's look at these Jones plugs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. It's 24. It's 44. 46, 48, 50, 52, 54, 56, 58, 58. So, yeah. You know what? I'll bet some of them have a couple wires running to them and they cut both of them. Yep. Look. Come on. What the hell? So, that'll be the first thing we end up doing. I'm going to have to go through every one of those freaking wires and fix them all. Now, the other thing is, they reuse the colors sometimes. So, do I assume that whoever did this did put the right damn wires together? I don't think I do. I don't think I assume a damn thing with this guy. Right? They had to have cut them all at one time. He must have cut the head off and then put them back later. Well, how do I know he got them in the right place? Nuts. So they reuse the wires sometimes, the colors sometimes. I don't know if I can see any. Yeah, so here you go. So here's two that are the exact same. Wait a minute, are they? Yep, they're the exact same. You know, I don't drink. But if I did, boy, it'd be time for some root beer. Okay, folks, so here's in the back box. This is the first player score reels. Everything looks cool. This is maybe the 0 to 9 unit, maybe. It's got a new coil on it. Wonder if that's the right one. We have no way of knowing. Player 2, everything looks cool. Here's the coin unit, or they call it the replay unit in this one. The replay unit, it looks cool. And then I think this is the player unit, is that what they call it? It looks cool. Player 3's score reels, they look cool. And player 4 score reels. So I want you to notice something. We got these gang of relays down there too. These white wires, that's original. It looks weird, but it's not. I want you to notice something. Okay, we were just looking at those other wires that they cut. Now look at this. See how all the wires look like they're the same color? They don't look like those other ones. That's because they've faded, and the reason that they have faded so badly, they've got dirt and dust and they've faded, is because the back door has been off this machine for a long time. So if you buy one of these games and it's missing the back door, it's actually tougher to fix them because you run into problems where it's harder to track down the wires. You can do it, but it's just a more pain. If you get one, every once in a while you'll get one with the back door still on it, and whenever you take the back door off, ta-da! Everything looks brand new. But that's not the case on this one. We'll still fix it though. You've seen us fix these before. Let me see if they, I don't know how the bottom would look. Let me see how they look. Yeah, so you can see them. They're a little bit better down here, where you can discern the colors a little easier. Yeah, okay, so cool. So there's where we're at. That's what we're starting with. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fix all these wires. Crazy. So I'll clean up the bottom of the playfield. The bottom of the cabinet. How about that? And then very carefully, I'm going to start fixing these wires. And here's how I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to take heat shrink tubing, and I'm going to take a wire. I'm going to tin up the wire, and then tin up the other side of the wire and connect them together, and then slide heat shrink tubing over it and heat the heat shrink tubing up. And then once I get them, several of them, I'll zip tie them, and then we'll zip tie it all together back into a ponytail where it looks good. But it won't be, I'm making a big deal out of it. It won't be that big of a deal. It'll just take probably 3 or 4 hours, But I can't leave it like this. First of all, these butt connectors I can't stand. These things are crap, proven by the fact that about 10 of them have already pulled apart. The reason I don't like them is because you can't see what the hell's going on inside this thing. I'm like, these are even dangerous, I think. You can't tell what's going on there. So I'm just going to, I'll show you here in a minute, but I'm going to tin up the metal, tin up the other metal, get it nice and good, lay them over each other so the solder connects and get a nice, good, solid connection, and then slide some heat shrink tubing over it. So I'm going home tonight though, but tomorrow I'll mess with it, and of course I'll put it right here on the video. And I'll show you how I'm doing one of them, and then I'll just work through all of them, and hopefully that'll fix this problem permanently, where the next guy doesn't have to worry about it.
Home, no more home to me, whither must I wander? Hunger, my driver, I go where I must. Cold blows the winter wind over hill and heather. Thick drives the rain, and my roof is in the dust. Loved of wise men was the shade of my roof tree. The true word of welcome was spoken in the door. Dear days of old, with the faces in the firelight, kind folks of old, you come again no more.
So I took boom, 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 boom. Nearly all of them off. I left a few because they're on the thicker wires and they seem to be on there really good. But a lot of these smaller ones, I just pulled a little bit and they popped right loose. So I put solder on the end of it, overlapped the 2 wires, then slid some heat shrink down over it and shrunk it. So I'm going to zip tie all of this back together into individual little pigtails and get it nice and back how it goes. And I'm going to go grab the vacuum cleaner and start cleaning this out, and we'll see what the next step is. Okay, so we vacuumed it out, got all of the mess out of there. Now folks, if you want to go all the way, like if you're working on one of these yourself and you want to go all the way, now we can't go all the way here because there's a profit motive, you know what I mean? We're already spending a ton of time on this thing that we won't really get paid for. So it's a little bit of a labor of love, but I can only labor for love so long, you know what I mean? So I can't go all the way on these, but if you wanted, you could take that board out that's so dirty and dusty underneath all those relays, and you can actually remove everything on it. If you look, it's all just screwed on there. So you can very carefully take all of that stuff off in one big piece. Leave it all hooked up, just unscrew it all from the bottom, and then you can take that board and you can paint it or just clean it if you want, and then you can put new, you know, there's little paper, it's hard to tell because they're so dusty. Remember, this thing's 45 years old, 48 years old. So there's little paper labels down there underneath all of that. You can take that whole board out and paint it and put brand new labels on it, and then clean all of the relays and everything. Some people even put the whole damn thing in a dishwasher. Put the whole harness, all the relays and everything in your dishwasher, and then let it dry, and it won't damage it. Right? And then you can put new paper wrappers on all of the sleeves, on all of the relays. And that's called going all the way. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that tonight, people. That's a lot of work because we got to be the ones that did the work on the wiring harness. So that's what we ended up with. Much better, don't you think? Isn't that much better? So now we have to put that where it goes. So the first thing I'm going to do, though, is I need to clean it. So you get oxidation on these pins. So I'm going to clean them very carefully. People said, oh, you can use deoxit and all that. Yeah, you can. On yours, you should definitely do that. But on mine, I'm going to clean them up with a little bit of sandpaper. Very mild sandpaper. Nothing crazy. So we're just going to try to get them to shine. Somebody's already done that one a little bit. See where the brass is showing through a little bit. We're going to get it to shine a little bit. And then we're going to plug it in, and we're going to see if this thing even attempts to help us. Now that we went through the harness and spent so much time. That took like 3 hours. Ugh. Ugh. But it's done now. Doesn't have to be done again. So let me clean up the pins, and then we'll see if we can plug it in. Okay, folks, I've got them threaded through there. Look how bad the back looks. Ugh. I'm using a little brush this is for a barrel. That's all I can say without getting kicked off YouTube. You know, they're very touchy about that kind of stuff now. This goes in a barrel and cleans a barrel of a... And so that works really good to clean these, the female part of the Jones plug. I wonder who Jones was. He made a heck of a plug here, you know? Okay, so one of the things I was worried about was they cut all the wires. Did they cut them short so that they won't reach? But it looks like we're going to be all right. So let's see if we can make it all right again, right? First Jones plug attached. Second Jones plug attached. And our third and final Jones plug attached. Now, instead of cutting those wires, all they had to do was unplug those. There's really no excuse for it, people. Even if you didn't have the key to the back door, if you took these bolts loose, look, he cut them right here. I'm saying he. It may have been a woman. I don't know. I'm just imagining this as a guy, though. it's right where the neck is, you know what I mean? Like, but there's this big hole. You could reach through, pull the plug loose even if you didn't have a key. There's no excuse for it. Okay, so I'm gonna plug it up and see if anything comes on. Now, we don't have the Playfield in it. It's still sitting here patiently awaiting. Right? But I got to work through this a little bit at a time. You know, I can't do it all at once. So it's just going to have to wait. But we'll plug it up and see if the thing will turn on and do anything without a Playfield. All right, folks, let's give it a shot. Now, this one has a power switch. Boy, that sounds great. It's attempting to help us. So it's actually trying to cooperate. Boy, whenever they cooperate, it makes it a lot easier. So it sucked having to spend all that time putting that harness back together, but the thing is actually trying to cooperate, and we're a little bit farther along. So since we have some signs of progress, I'm happy. What do you think? Are you happy? Now, this back glass needs some help. Look at that thing. His whole shirt's gone. Her face has been saved. That's good. On these back glasses, the worst thing that can get screwed up is like the skin tone of the women. Because if it gets all messed up, they look like they have like leprosy. See, it's happening with this girl, but not that bad. You know who she looks like? If you watch wrestling, she looks like Allie, right? It looks like Allie from 1972. I'll bet Allie wasn't even born in 1972. But anyway, really cool art. It's going to need a lot of work, so we'll do a video doing the back glass at some point. It's getting there because this game's coming soon. But there you go. So that's a little overview of where we're at so far. So we got the head on it. We got the legs on it. And by the way, we painted the legs already. The cabinet actually looks pretty decent. Got the head on it. Got the legs on it. And then we fixed all of that freaking wiring. What were they thinking? We got it done though, so we don't have to worry about that anymore. And the game actually turns on now. It doesn't do anything because there's no Playfield. But guess what we'll be covering probably in the next video? Putting the Playfield back in. So we'll see you then. So leave your comments below. Let us know what you think. Give us a thumbs up for taking the trouble to film it for you. And for finally getting it right after all these years, right? Now, we'd like to thank everybody that's been using all of our Amazon links. We see you out there. We see what you're doing. People keep buying. Somebody's buying a bunch of computer parts lately. Or maybe it's several people. I don't know. It doesn't tell me anything about anybody that's buying anything. It just shows me what people are buying. So if you don't know about that, if you're going to buy anything on Amazon, if you click our links down below, guess where that takes you? To Amazon. And then if you buy anything on Amazon, it gives us a little piece of Jeff Bezos' money because we just sent you to Amazon. Isn't that brilliant? That's pretty cool. The reason they do it like that is because it's how Amazon started. When they started, they only sold books. And so they told online book retailers, hey, if you put a link to our website, if anybody clicks your link and comes and buys the book from us, we'll give you a royalty. And so whenever they expanded to selling things other than books, they still do it that way. So it's pretty cool because they don't have to pay advertising until somebody actually buys something. So they enjoy it, and I enjoy it because I get Jeff Bezos' money, just like his wife did, his ex-wife did. So leave your comments down below. Thank you for everybody that's been doing that. We appreciate that. And check out our brother channel, my brother Donnie. We're right in the middle of working on a freaking grocery store. We bought a little tiny grocery store, and we're fixing it up. Now, the videos are way behind because we like being done before we upload the videos. But we have begun to release the videos, so you know what that means. Yeah, put two and two together. But it's coming. We've filmed all kinds of stuff on that, so go check that out if you haven't already. my brother and me and I bought a little tiny grocery store from the 60s in this little town on Main Street, and we've been fixing it up. Now there's nothing hardly left there. It's just basically a cinder block building, and it's pretty small. I think it's 3,000 square feet. But it's still fun. Good times are had by all. So go check it out. I'm usually over there with him on a lot of the videos, and he's a pretty charismatic, interesting person. So we will see you on the next video. Let us know what you think of this one so far, and don't forget to give us a thumbs up. By the way, people, on the thumbs up, I always ask you to give us a thumbs up. You might do it multiple times. And that's fine. Just make sure it's always an odd number. So you can do it 1 time, or 3 times, or 5 times, or 7 times, or 9 times,